Hi, all. Here is your timeline for Act 4 Explained to support you watching and reading the Scottish play. So, I already broke down for you Act 4, Scene 1, when Macbeth visits the witches. So, I'm not going to go through that all again. Please check out my video that's a bit more detailed with the anchor chart supporting that says Act 4, Scene 1, Apparition Interpretation. What I want to look at now is the next phase. So Macduff's family is murdered. So what you need to know is after Macbeth hears the prophecies from the witches, just like before, instead of just like waiting this out and playing it cool, Macbeth decides to murder Macduff because remember, Apparition 1, the armed head, and Beware Macduff, Beware the Thane of Fife, that makes Macbeth even more paranoid and fearful that he needs to watch out for Macduff. And Macduff is nowhere in Scotland. He's in England with Malcolm. And so Macbeth hires murderers once again, instead of going to do it himself, and has Lady Macduff and her son and their entire castle attendants and everyone there brutally murdered. And actually, if you have Amazon Prime, I highly recommend checking out the latest version of Macbeth because the way they do it in this video is Macbeth has Macduff's entire family burned at the stake, and it's really a powerful scene. And this is, depending on the director, this is shown a number of different ways. So then in our final scene in Act 4, we actually check out England. So we see Malcolm and Macduff. They are gathering an army of 10,000 men, and they are preparing to return to Scotland to fight against Macbeth. And of course, Malcolm starts to question if he'll be a good king and so on and so forth. And, Macduff is convincing him he'll be a noble king, especially compared to Macbeth. Now, here is where the news reaches Macduff. Ross comes to tell him that Macbeth has savagely slaughtered his wife and children. And this is where Macduff now has a personal reason, a personal vendetta to go back and seek revenge on Macbeth. So it's not for him anymore about just Scotland and the good of Scotland. Now this is a personal vengeance he has against Macbeth. So once again, noting could Macbeth had just waited this out? Why did he have to go and murder Macduff's innocent family? And there is a super famous quote that turns into something we say often today, one fell swoop. So consider what that means when you hear it today. But for Macduff at that time in the play, and Shakespeare coined this term, he is acknowledging the fact that, in one fleeting moment, Macbeth took away everything that Macduff values, loves, holds dear in an instant. Okay, that is your breakdown for Act 4. Let me know if you have questions. Happy viewing.